Marriage guarantees fecundity and fertility in the universe, whereas human intercourse brings offspring. And fertility and fecundity in the universe, this is a cosmological aspect of our facsimiles in general, especially facsimile number 2. This is a universal life principle they're discussing here. This is big. This is much bigger than just this earth life. The grand keywords of the holy priesthood in the form of a dove. The dove is the wedge-shot eye, is presenting that wedge-shot eye. Universal. It's cosmological. It's a map. That I've said that many, many times. Facsimile 2 is the cosmological map. There is a flow of energy from the center out. Well, the union of the Shekinah, this is on page 518, the union of the Shekinah with the Holy One is remarkable in the high priest's worship on Yom Kippur. At his entrance in the Holy of Holies, he heard the voice of the wings of the cherubim being lifted up for intercourse. When the wings subside, the cherubim copulate calmly. Here the Holy of Holies is depicted as the sacred bedchamber of the divine couple. This is the Holy of Holies in the temple. Now, this is big stuff. This is meant to be an expounding of the holy secret of creation and birth. That's beautiful. That's our figure 7. This is the symbolism. The Holy of Holies is called the bedchamber for the sacred marriage. He says that on page 520. The bedchamber, the Hadar Hamitot, is one of the things that was taken out of the Holy of Holies by King Josiah, of all things. He took it away. That's too bad. Margaret Barker's big on that too. Josiah was the culprit. He is the one that took away First Temple Judaism, the ascension of the human beings to the heavens. The discussions, the interviews, the intimate connection of information and revelation through the heavens of the angels, of the divine beings, the messengers. And this is facsimile number 1, the angel figure, the bird figure in facsimile number 1. The praying for deliverance. The idea of sacred marriage is found in Christian sources. I saw the holy city, the New Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God, prepared like a bride adorned for her husband. The Shekinah is with mankind, and it will dwell with them. Let us rejoice and give him the glory, for marriage of the Lamb has come, and his bride has made herself ready. So, well, and here we go on page 522, the moment we move to the First Temple period, and this is Margaret Barker's contention, the evidence about the Hieros Gamos and the sacred tree becomes even more tangible and concrete. It was understood in First Temple Judaism. That is the time of the Solomon Temple. God espouses his bride Israel. This is enlarged. From an individual of deity and the Shekinah, it is enlarged to include all of Israel as the bride of God, meaning pulling all together as a group, as well as individuals, into divinity. Now, this is Leonora Leitz, the secret doctrine of the Kabbalah. She says the whole point, the whole reason for existence in Israel was to get the Israelites to the point to where they could become, through ascension, through the acceptance from the lower world into the upper world, and from the upper world descending into the lower world, the combination, the union of the divine Son, the divine potential for humanity. This is our figure 7. This is the depiction that it's trying to say in so many words. Joseph Smith summed it up in very sharp, perfect, brief prose. He said, this represents the grand keywords of the Holy Priesthood. The grand keywords of the Holy Priesthood is resurrection, eternal life, and the perpetuation of eternal life. We, here on this earth, because of our bodies, symbolize this. We actualize it here on earth through divine sex. Of course. Moshe Weinfeld's article is just, it's astonishing. Well, here we go again, page 524. The term hieros gamos is, of course, Greek, of course. The rain has been described as like semen from the heaven, which fertilizes the earth. This is the ancient conception. And this, of course, brings to mind Hugh Nibley's Sparsionis, the idea of the emperor standing out there on the balcony and throwing all the goodies out to the couples, to the people. He is the depiction of the deity sharing his good gifts of heaven, the treasures from heaven. The rains are considered part of that. The rain, the sunshine fertilizes the earth. This is the idea of the Ben stone. I've got some great stuff on the Ben stone too. This is the stone of truth in the Joseph Smith Papyri. This idea of this cube of space being the center from which all life emanates out in all directions. It's beautifully described in the various sources. And it's perfectly drawn in the symbolism and explained in the mythologies. Not only of Egypt, but of Israel, of ancient Ugarit in Mesopotamia. The idea of the gods and the goddesses getting together to ensure the fecundity, the fertility, the life processes, the abundance. Life goes on. It's the greatest gift. And we spurn it. Bunch of idiots. Well, the holy ones. He says this on page 527. The holy ones are not only associated with El, but also with his consort, Atharatu. Thus we find in Ugaritic the gods and their holy sons, the gods, the sons of Atharat, and this seems to indicate that the sons of the mother goddess Asherah are identical with the sons of El, the holy ones. This is the B'nai Elohim in Hebrew. Of course, yes, the sons of God. And then he discusses 528, Yahweh and his Asherah. The Arjud texts talk about Asherah at the right hand of Yahweh. And then the sacred marriage provided a powerful symbol for the union of forces involved in the creation of fertility. There you have it. The hieros gamos as a divine principle, the marriage as a divine principle has been elaborated, especially in the mystic literature, which flourished in the Kabbalah. Oh, and it has. The Zohar and the Bahir and the Sefer Yetzirah talk about that extensively. But that's one whale of a study by Moshe Weinfeld on this principle. I want to share one more idea with you before I get on to the Wedjat Eye, the idea of the Wedjat Eye, which is wonderful. Howard Schwartz, in his brand new book, The Tree of Souls, The Mythology of Judaism, it's 2004 from Oxford University Press, he says something utterly profound in light of a criticism against men as an enthephalic deity. Now, Nibley, in his book Abraham in Egypt, he went on and on and on about this principle, this Egyptian principle of Ka Mut Ef, bull of his mother. And it was describing, some of the festival of men is describing men making love with his mother. And it just positively horrified the Tanners. They said, this is utterly ridiculous how anybody can depict this as deity and contend that this is the God of the Bible. Well, he didn't say it was the God of the Bible. He was describing the Egyptian aspects. But what about this? Is this immoral, wicked, evil, vile sex? They rejected that. The Tanners completely threw it out. They said, no way. As we should, of course. But if we don't understand the idea behind it, then of course we will interpret it in an incorrect manner.